All right. So we're back with it on Learn Intermediate OOP by building a platformer game. This is the fifth part, starting at step 93. So let's get into it. So the last portion of the project is to add the logic for the checkpoints. When a player collides with the checkpoint screen should appear. We're going to start by creating a new class called checkpoint. Okay. So yeah, we'll do that. We'll say class. And then we'll do checkpoint like that. No, checkpoint. It's upper camel case. There we go. And then open up a set of curly braces like that. Let's check the code. Looks good. And submit it. All right, now on to step 94. So inside the checkpoint class, we're going to add a constructor with X, Y, and Z parameters. All right. So yeah, we'll do, how do we do that? I know we did it before. So we're going to say this, we'll do, okay. So we'll do a constructor, and we'll have X, comma, Y, comma, Z like this. And then we'll open up some curly braces like that. So let's check the code. Looks good. And submit it. All right, now we're on to step 95. Okay. So inside the constructor, we're going to create an object with X and Y parameters and assign it to the position. Okay. We'll remember to use the this keyword to access the properties. All right. So it's going to be like this one right here. So we'll say this dot position equals an object, and we're going to have A comma B. What was it? X comma Y like that, and then comma. Why not? Let's check the code. Nope. Yeah, that's not how you spell position. Position. Like that. How about that? Check the code. Looks good. And submit it. All right. Now we're on to step 96. So the next step is to add the width and height to the checkpoint class. The width and height should be proportional size 40 and a proportional size 70 respectively, right? So it'll be just like this. So let's just take this from 66 to the end of 64. Copy that. And then we'll highlight 81 to the end of 80 and we'll drop it off like this. We'll change the 200 to, actually we'll take proportional size 40. We'll copy that. We'll paste it here on the width, and we'll change the second 40 to 70 like that. That should take care of it. Let's check the code. Looks good. And submit it. All right, now on to step 97. So below the checkpoint's width and height properties, we're going to use the this keyword to add a new claimed property and assign it the value of false. This property is going to be used to check if the player has reached the checkpoint. All right. So we'll say this dot claimed, this dot claimed equals false, false, like that. So let's check the code. Looks good and submit it. All right, now we're on to step 98. So now we're going to need to create a draw method for the checkpoint class. Inside the draw method, we're going to have a fill style property to the CTX object and set it to this color. And below the fill style property, we're going to use the fill rect method on the CTX object and pass in X, Y, width, and height properties as arguments. All right, so let's just take the draw that we already made on this one from 71 to the end of 67, copy that, drop it off on 85 to the end of 84 like this. And let's change up the color to be F1BE32. So F1BE32 like that. And I think the rest of it's good. Let's check the code. Looks good and submit it. All right, now on to step 99. So the last method we're going to need to add to the checkpoint class is the claim method. Inside the claim method, we're going to add 0 to the width and height properties of the checkpoint instance. Below those properties, we'll assign infinity to the Y position. Okay, I never used that before. Lastly, we're going to assign true to the claimed property. Okay, so let's do that. We'll make a claim method right here. So we'll say claim. All right, and then we'll do this. And what are we going to do next? And then we'll assign 0 to the width and the height properties. So we'll do a width and height of 0. Do we need to do this dot width? I wonder. Let's just do width and height 0. So width equals 0. And then we'll do a semicolon height equals 0. That can't be right. Let's do this dot width, this dot height. All right, let's do this dot in front of both of them. This dot. Yeah. This dot. Because we're changing it from what it was to nothing. Okay, yeah, so that makes sense. And then below those properties, we'll assign the Y position infinity. So Y position. So this dot position dot Y. This dot position dot Y equals infinity. Okay. And then lastly, we'll assign the claimed property to true. So we'll just change this to true. Okay, so this dot claimed now equals true, like that. That should be good. Let's check the code. Looks good. And submit it. All right, now on to step 100. So we're going to use the const, we're going to use const to create a new array called checkpoint positions. Inside that array, we're going to add an object for each of the following positions. Okay, so these right here. So let's do that. We will say const. Let's move it over one. Const. Checkpoint positions like that. And this is going to equal an array. And let's cap that off with a semicolon. And inside the array, we're going to have objects. Pardon me, 3 objects. So we're going to have an X. Let's make the object first. What am I doing? So we're going to have an X colon 1170. 1170, comma, enter, Y colon, proportional size, what is it? 330. So where are we? We got a proportional size. Actually, we've got all these right here. So let's just take 3 of these. Why not? Let's take 103 to the end of the end of 100. Copy that. And let's drop it off here thusly. All right. And let's change up this stuff a little bit. And also let's add the Z's. All right. So Z. So let's do comma after this parenthesis. Let's do Z colon 1. And then let's take this comma to the right after the 1. Copy that. Drop it off 1. Drop it off 2 times. We'll put a 2 here, a 3 here. All right. So now let's change these up. We'll change this 350 to this 35 to 8. We'll change this 40 to 33. And we'll change this 45 to 8 like that. And then we'll change this 500 to this 50 to 117. This 7 will turn to 29. And then this 850 will turn to 480. 480, like that. That should be what they want. Let's check the code. Looks good. And submit it. All right, now on to step 101. So the next step is to create a list of new checkpoint instances using the checkpoint class, okay? We're going to start by creating a new const variable called checkpoints and assign it checkpoint positions.map. And for the map callback function, we're going to pass in checkpoint for the parameter and implicitly return the creation of a new checkpoint instance with the checkpoint X, with the checkpoint point, what am I saying? Checkpoint.x, checkpoint.y, and checkpoint.z values passed in as arguments. All right. Pardon me. So yes, let's do that. We'll do a const like this, and we'll call it checkpoints. And now that's going to equal What? Where am I? Checkpoint. Okay, let me read this. List of new checkpoint using the checkpoint class. We're going to start a new, okay, checkpoints. Okay. And it's going to be equaling new checkpoint, like that. Okay. How do we do this now? I forgot. Okay, so it's like this. And so we're going to assign it checkpoint positions.map. New checkpoint. Okay, what? Okay. So const new checkpoints, const checkpoints equals new checkpoint. And are we going to say, hold on. All right. Back up. Delete that. We're going to start by creating a new const variable called checkpoints and assign it this. Okay, so we'll say checkpoint positions.map. Checkpoint positions.map. All right. What's checkpoint positions? I forgot. Okay, so we got this right. Oh, it's this right here. Awesome. And then for the map callback function, we'll pass checkpoint. So we'll do checkpoint. And then we'll have the arrow, and we will say we're gonna implicitly return the creation of new checkpoint instance. So we'll say new checkpoint, new space checkpoint. Okay, like that. And we're gonna give it the parameters checkpoint X, checkpoint Y, and checkpoint Z. So checkpoint dot X, comma, we're going to take this and copy it and paste it. All right. Y, whoa. Copy, space, paste. Change this to Y. Change this to Z. All right. I think that's what they want. No. All right. Hey, Vaja. Hey, I'm glad you're getting some use out of these videos. All right. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your day and keep going strong. So what are we doing right here? So we got checkpoints equals checkpoint position.map checkpoint. New checkpoint. Okay, I think that's right, but maybe not. Checkpoint.x. Checkpoint. Okay, let's do this. Let's change this to lowercase p. Now let's check it. Okay, it looks good, and submit it. All right, now we're on to step 102. Pardon me. All right, so inside the animate function, we're going to need to draw each of the checkpoints onto the canvas. We're going to add a for each loop that iterates through the checkpoints array. And inside the callback function, we're going to add a checkpoint parameter. And for the body of the function, we'll call the draw method on each checkpoint. Okay, let's do that. So we're going to say checkpoints dot for each, like this. And inside here, we're going to have a checkpoint parameter. For the body of the function call, we're going to call the draw method on each of the checkpoint. Okay, so we'll say checkpoint.draw. We'll do checkpoint.draw like that. All right. So it's going to go through this. First, we're going to go through and we're going to draw each one of these. No, what? Okay, so we're inside the animate right now. All right, so this thing is creating those little boxes. Let's see if we can go see one in action. No, we haven't seen one yet. This thing, it's creating these things. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm absolutely sure. It's creating these things right now. All right, that's what this is doing. And then this is drawing them. Okay. Check it. Looks good. And submit it. Okay. So step 103, inside our condition, we're going to add a for each loop to iterate through the checkpoints array. We'll use checkpoint as the parameter name for the callback function. And inside the loop, we're going to use the subtraction assignment operator to subtract 5 from the checkpoint's X position. Okay. So inside the condition, what condition are we talking about? What condition are we talking about? What are we talking about? Condition. Are we inside of this else still? I mean, are we inside of this else now? Okay, hold on. Here's an else. So we're inside of this else right now. There's this if right here. For the if right key is pressed, else if left key is pressed. Why are we here though? Okay, so we're inside of this if condition, if right key is pressed. Okay. So inside our condition, we're going to add a for each loop to iterate through the checkpoints array. All right. So we'll say checkpoints dot for each. We use checkpoint as the parameter. All right. And inside the loop, we're going to use subtraction assignment operator to subtract 5 from the checkpoint's X position. Okay. So checkpoint dot position. Is that what we're doing? Checkpoints dot position. No. It's okay. So it's this thing. So checkpoint dot position dot X minus equals 5. That's what they want. I'm pretty sure. No. Checkpoint for each. We should have a checkpoint parameter. Is that not what that is? Inside the for each, do you want it wrapped in a freaking parenthesis? No, that's not what you want. Okay. Checkpoint. For each checkpoint. For each checkpoint. What's wrong with this? What's wrong with this? What's wrong? What's going on? Why is this no good? For each loop to iterate through checkpoints array. Okay. Use checkpoint as the parameter. Let me double click this, copy it, paste it here. Looks the same, doesn't it? Sure does. Checkpoint.position.x. Is that not how we do position? Platform.position.x minus equals 5. Do you want me to seriously wrap this thing up in a set of curly braces? What a piece of crap. What a piece of crap. Am I right? Am I right? What's the difference? I don't think there's a difference. And submit it. Super. Oh my God. Every single time. Oh my goodness. Why can't it just be smart? Here's step 104. So inside our else if statement, we're going to add a for each loop to iterate through the checkpoints array. We're going to use checkpoint as the parameter name For the callback function, inside the loop, we're going to use the addition assignment operator to add 5 to the checkpoint's X position. Okay. So let's do that. Let's take this that we just made from 59 to the end of 55. Copy that. Actually, no. Let's just take it from 59 to the beginning of 57. Copy that. Drop it. All right. All right. Is this, oh, they want to do addition assignment. So addition. I think that's exactly what they want. All right. And submit it. All right. Now we're on step 105. So the next step is to create a function that will show the checkpoint message when the player reaches the checkpoint. We're going to create a new arrow function called show checkpoint screen that takes in a message parameter. Gotcha. Create a new arrow function called that. So const show checkpoint. No, it's not camel case. Checkpoint isn't camel case. Checkpoint screen like that. Equals MSG arrow. And we will have an empty object thusly capped off with a semicolon. Check the code, looks good, and submit it. All right, now on to step 106. So inside the show checkpoint screen function, we're going to set the checkpoint screen style display property to block. Okay. So whoa, move it over one. Checkpoint screen. No. We'll say msg.style.display equals block. Like that. Oh, come on now. Come on now. Checkpoint screen.style.display. Checkpoint screen.style.display to block. There we go. And submit it. I thought I was being clever, huh? Turns out that time they meant what they said. Step 107. So we're going to set the checkpoint message. Pardon me. We're going to set the checkpoint message's text content property to the MSG parameter. All right. So we'll say checkpoint message checkpoint message dot text content equals MSG. There we go. Let's check the code. Looks good. And submit it. All right, now we're on to step 108. So now we're going to create an if statement that checks if is checkpoint collision detection active is true. Okay. Inside the if statement, we're going to add a set timeout that takes in a callback function in a delay of 20 seconds or 2,000 milliseconds. No, that's just 2 seconds. What am I saying? For the callback function, it should set the checkpoint screens .style.display property to none. Okay. So let's do that. Let's first come up here. Actually, we got one right here. Let's copy it. And we'll say if this is true, we will add a set timeout. So set timeout that takes a callback function and a delay of 2,000 milliseconds. All right. So let's do the empty callback function like this, with this right there, and then we'll have comma 2,000. For the callback function, it should set the checkpoint screen.style.display property to none. So inside here, yeah, we'll just do. Can we just return it implicitly? No, probably not, because they didn't let us do it on the other one. So right here, what we're going to do, we'll say checkpoint screen.style.display now equals none. Nope. Make sure to wrap that in quotes. Oh, like that. All right, so that should be it. Come on. Too many curly braces. Check it. Looks good. And submit it. All right. Now on to step 109. So the last few steps involve updating the animate function to display the checkpoint screen when the player reaches a checkpoint. We're going to start by adding a for each to the checkpoints array. For the callback function, we'll use checkpoint, index, and checkpoints for the parameters. Okay. Okay, so we're inside the animate function still. Are we? Yeah, we're still in the animate function. This whole thing so far is the animate function. So we're going to say checkpoints dot for each. And then we are going to use checkpoint, index, and checkpoints for the parameters. So we'll have a set of parentheses. We'll say checkpoint, comma, index, comma, checkpoints. Let's open up. Let's throw that there, and then this, and then let's open up the for each method. For each. There we go, right there. So, okay, so we're going to have elements, index, array. So the array for each was called on. Okay, so this is this. Okay, good. So that should be good for now. Let's cap that off with a semicolon. Check the code. Looks good. And submit it. All right, now we're on to step 110. We only got 8 left. So we're going to create a new const variable called checkpoint detection rules and assign it an empty array. And inside that array, we'll add a Boolean expression that checks if the player's position X is greater than or equal to the checkpoint's position X. So let's take this. Yes, let's take this from 189 to 183. Copy it. Drop it off on 199. Actually, no, let's take it from 189 to 182. Copy that. Let's highlight 199 to the end of 198. Drop it off. Let's get most of this stuff and get rid of it. We've got greater than or equal here. And we're going to say greater than or equal to checkpoint's position dot x. So checkpoint dot position dot x. That should be good. Let's have a comma at the end of that. Check the code. Nope. Checkpoint detection rules. Okay, let's change platform to checkpoint. Checkpoint. That's not how you spell checkpoint. That's how I did just now, but that's not how it's supposed to be spelled. CK, checkpoint detection rules. Come on now. Well, at least we're getting somewhere. So we should have a Boolean expression that checks if the player's position X. Okay, is greater than or equal to the checkpoint's position X. Okay, what's the difference? We should have a Boolean expression that checks if the player's position X is greater than or equal to the checkpoint's position X. Checkpoint.position.x. That looks good, doesn't it? But it's not good. Inside the checkpoint detection rules array. What did I do wrong? We're going to cheat. We're going to go to 111. I'm not going to sit here and watch and stare at this just to figure out nothing. It's not like... What's the difference? What is the difference? Nope. We're going to take this, copy it, bring it over here, drop it under here, bring it back up, and compare it word by word. Okay, so this turned white. No, that's stupid though. Check point detection rules equals this player.position.x greater than equal to checkpoint.position.x, comma. What's the problem? Does there not need to be a comma? No. Let's get rid of this. All right, what's the difference? What's the difference? What is the difference? Did I spell something wrong? Position. Yes, I did. Position. That'll work. That'll do it every time. Position. Poisonzition. Hold on. I'm not satisfied. Let's highlight this whole thing. I'm going to do that. You can do it right the first time. And reset it. Okay. And drop it off thusly. No. Drop it off thusly. Check the code. Looks good. And submit it. Okay. It's a spelling error. Whatever. Oh, if I could do this, if I could pre-record this and edit, you would have never seen something like that. But thanks to freeCodeCamp and their always adding brand new steps after I've already finished recording everything, like this one, like this one, like this one, like I guess I already showed you that one. Thanks to that, I have to do these live now, because what's the point if they're just going to add more, right? What's the point in doing it the very long, hard way if they're just going to keep adding more to it? All right, so step 111. So we're going to add another Boolean expression that checks if the player's position.y is greater than or equal to the checkpoint's position.y. And below that statement, we'll add another Boolean expression that checks if the player's position.y plus the player's height is less than or equal to the checkpoint's position y plus the checkpoint's height. And below that, we'll add the is checkpoint collision detection active variable. Okay. So let's do that. The next line down, we're going to say player.position.y. Player.position.y is greater than or equal to checkpoint.position.y, comma. Below that, we'll do another one that checks if player.position.y plus player.height is less than or equal to checkpoint dot position dot y plus checkpoint dot height. Okay. And then we're going to do another one below that statement. We'll add is checkpoint collision whatever. Let's go grab that from somewhere. Here we go. We'll drop this off right here. And that should be what they want. All right, and submit it. All right, now we're on to step 112. So now we're going to need to add two more checkpoint detection rules to the checkpoint detection rules array. First rule should check if the player's X position minus the player's width is less than or equal to the checkpoint's X position minus the checkpoint's width plus the player's width multiplied by 0.9. This will ensure that the player is close enough to the checkpoint to claim it. Okay. The second rule should check if the index is strictly equal to 0 or if the previous checkpoint What the? Checkpoint check. What is this? What is this? If the previous checkpoints index -1 dot claimed is true, this will ensure that the player can only claim the first checkpoint or a checkpoint that has already been claimed. Checkpoints. What is that? It's this, the array. Oh my goodness. Why is it like that though? Why is it inside of parentheses? Is it me? All right. Well, we're going to try something out. Let's see. All right. So player, we'll do player dot position dot x minus player dot width is less than or equal to the checkpoint dot position dot x minus checkpoint dot width plus player dot width times 0.9 comma. All right, and the second should check if the index is strictly equal to 0 or if the other thing is true. So if index triple equals 0 or check points at index -1 dot claimed equals no. Oh, yeah. All right. Is that what you want? Nope. Triple equals true. Okay. You got it. Check it. Looks good. And submit it. Oh my goodness. All right. Now we're on to step 113. Oh. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, let's keep going. Step 113. So next we're going to add an if statement that checks if every rule in the checkpoint detection rules array is true. We can do that. And we're going to make sure to use the every method for this. All right. So we'll say if checkpoint detection rules. We'll get this. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Let's try one more time, but with feeling. There we go. Dot every. And then we'll say element. All right. And then we'll have this like that. I think they did rules last time, but oh yeah, rule. Well, I did element. Sorry. Check it, looks good, and submit it. They're going to change it anyway. It doesn't matter. So inside the if statement call, see they did. We're going to call the claim, pardon me. Inside the if statement, we're going to call the claim method on the checkpoint object. So we'll say checkpoint dot claim method like that. So we're going to be doing, where's the claim method? Where did we do that? Jeez. This is starting to get hard to read, isn't it? Oh my goodness. Where did we do the claim method? We had to have done this inside of the checkpoint constructor. So let's go look for the checkpoint constructor up here. Okay, right there. And then we've got the claim method right there. Okay, cool. So we're going to do that. And that's it. Check the code. Looks good. And submit it. All right. Now we're on to step 115. 3 left. Thank you, FF1. You're very considerate and nice. So now we're on to step 115. So the next step is to write a condition that checks if the player has reached the last checkpoint. We're going to start by adding an if statement that checks if the index is equal to the length of the checkpoints array minus 1. Okay, let's do that. So we're going to say, we're going to write a condition that checks if the player has reached the last checkpoint. We'll say if, and we'll say checks if the index is equal to the length. So index, are we still inside of this thing? Okay, so we're still inside of this thing. So index triple equals, that's not it, triple equals the length of the checkpoints array minus 1. So checkpoints dot length minus 1. All right. And then we're going to have the curly braces like this. So let's check the code. Looks good, and submit it. All right. All right. Now we're on to step 116. So inside the condition, we're going to want to set, we're going to want to first set the is checkpoint collision detection active to false. You got that? Where's that at? Where did we use that? Okay, so we've got this here. We'll set this to false to start off with. Equals false. All right. And then we're going to need to call the show checkpoint screen function and pass the string "you reached the final checkpoint!" exclamation point as an argument. So show checkpoint screen. When did we make that? I don't even remember that. Show checkpoint screen. Okay, so we have this, and it's going to be this message as the parameter. Okay, so yeah, we'll do show checkpoint screen with the parameter that says you reached the final checkpoint exclamation point. Okay. Cap that off with a semicolon. And lastly, we will need to call the move player function and pass in the string arrow right as the first argument, the number 0 as the second argument, and the Boolean false as the third argument. All right, let's go look at that. Move player. I don't remember doing that either. Okay, so we got this right here. So let's copy that. So we're going to have the key that's going to be pressed, the X velocity, which will be 0, and then the is pressed. So we'll say false. Okay. So we'll do this, move player, and then we're going to have arrow, oh no, capital arrow, capital right as the first argument. Then we're going to do 0 as the second argument. Then we'll do false as the third argument. And that should be what they want. Who knows? We'll see right now. Check it looks good and submit it. All right, now we're on the last one. So the last thing that we're going to need to do is add an else statement. Pardon me, else if statement, pardon me. Our condition should check if the player's X position is greater than or equal to the checkpoint's X position, and less than or equal to the checkpoint's X position plus 40. Okay. And then inside the body of the else if statement, we're going to need to call the show checkpoint screen function and pass in the string "you reached the checkpoint" as an argument. And congratulations, that's it. All right. So we're going to do an else if. Else if. Okay. So we're going to check if the player's X position, so player.position.x is greater than or equal to the checkpoint's X position. So checkpoint.position.x minus what? Hold on. is greater than or equal to the checkpoint's X position and less than or equal to, okay, so and we'll grab this, copy it, drop it off here, less than or equal to the checkpoint's X position plus 40. Checkpoint dot position dot X minus 40. 40. There we go. All right. Now inside of this, we're going to do the checkpoint screen thing. So we'll do this. Let's just take all of 215 to the beginning of 214, copy it, highlight 218 to the end of, and I meant the end of when I said beginning of. Anyway, and drop it off like this. And that should be it. Come on. What's wrong? Should there not be this? Yeah, that shouldn't be there. Check the code. This shouldn't be here either. Check the code. Still no good. We should add an else if clause to check if the player's X position is greater than or equal to the other. Okay, so that we did that. And less than or equal to the checkpoint's X position plus 40. Player position dot X less than or equal to checkpoint dot position dot X minus 40. What's wrong with that? And this is the last one. I can't even go to the next one to see how to do this. That sucks. So we're gonna have to keep trying. We're gonna have to keep trying on this one. Player dot position. Okay, we should add an else if. We did that to check if the player's X position, yes, is greater than or equal to checkpoint dot position dot X. Okay. Did I spell position wrong? Position checkpoint dot position dot X minus 40. Oh yeah. Let's do that. Check it. All right, we got to keep looking at this because this is literally the last one. And we can just ask ChatGPT, what am I thinking? Boom. You think you got us under a rock, buddy? You don't. All right, we're going to get this. Copy this. ChatGPT. According to this, semicolon, what's wrong with this? Let's bring this over. All right, the condition in our output is incorrect. I know that. So what's the difference? And less than or equal to. All right, let's just take this, bring it over, and compare it. Let's just drop it here. Player.position.x, checkpoint.position.x, and player.position less than or equal to checkpoint.position plus 40. What did this thing say? Plus 40. I thought it said less 40. What a dummy. Plus 40. I'm getting old, guys. Sorry. Get that out of there. Check the code. Still no good. Unget that out of there. Plus 40. Okay, fix that. Player.position. Let's see if this works. Hold on. Let's see if ChatGPT's thing works. You reached the final checkpoint. You reached a checkpoint. Pfft. All right, back it up, back it up. You reached a checkpoint. All right, get rid of this. Get rid of this. this. Hold on. I'm confused now. Get rid of this for sure. Get rid of this. Check it. Okay. Yeah. Whoop-dee. Wee. Okay. That's it. I'm going to redo this one at some point. Not today, not tomorrow, not anytime soon, but I'm going to redo. Actually, I'm going to pretty much redo all these because I don't feel like I'm as smart as I should be. But regardless of that, we're done with learn intermediate OOP by building a platformer game. And so tomorrow we're going to do this one, learn intermediate algorithmic thinking by building a dice game. We're going to do this a 4-parter, so 22 apiece, and then on the last set we'll do 21. This one might be actually kind of difficult because we're actually doing algorithms in this one. So we might just do like 44 tomorrow and then 43 on Sunday, whatever is the case. But anyways, tomorrow we're going to start on this one. Thank you guys for watching, commenting, liking, subscribing, all that stuff. And we'll see you next time.